Welcome to day 100 and the final vlog of Training for Further. Figured you've seen me here so much that we might as well start here with PT. Hippity-doo-dah-day. Want to say goodbye to the vlog for now? Yeah? Said don't miss my cuteness too much. Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll be back. I will. Just be out here being cute. Yeah? Because you are the cutest. You're the cutest kitten with no tail in this house. 10 miles done. And it was sloggy. The legs are tired. Kind of felt trashed. Not my favorite. But sometimes Mondays are like that. I mean, running that 25 miles on pretty flat, it's kind of unsurprising that I would feel that way. So, yay. Done for the day. At least in running, I have strength to do. But, yeah. It mostly stayed nice weather, except for the ever-present wind. You guys should play a drinking game. Every time I say it's windy, you take a drink. You'd be so drunk or so caffeinated or so full of probiotics if you did that. So anyways, check in later. Day 100. It's the final wrap up. One of the things that I have taken away from working with Lululemon was the phrase, "You are in choice." Oftentimes when there's multiple options in front of us, they say you are in choice. And at the beginning of this training cycle, I made a choice. I made a choice to go all in on this training in a way that I have never done before and really focus on running in a way that I have never done before. And it has been so fascinating to go through this journey over the last 100 days and document it and let people come along for the ride. I don't know what I expected at the start, but I was curious, and curiosity is really all it takes. I think it's interesting that deciding to go all in didn't really spare me from any highs or lows or like plot twists. It didn't make the path smoother or easier. Like I still had to deal with the same things I do when running isn't number one. And that's just life. And I think that's important to share because I think a lot of times we look at what other runners are doing or runners who are in the spotlight and we think, oh, their life must be so easy, their training must be so easy, that they don't have highs and lows, they don't go through what I'm going through. And it's like, yeah, we don't know what anybody's going through. And everybody's going through something. And it's what I have found through this training cycle is just working the problem, showing up when you don't want to, doing it anyways, being creative, like rolling with the highs and lows and not assigning meaning to it. Like I think that that's been the coolest part of this training block is really coming to peace with the middle way. Like the 140-mile weeks didn't make me feel, overly ecstatic. I was satisfied. And the lower weeks, like when I had the flu or when I was traveling or, recovering from my races, like I also didn't let that mean anything. They were just what they needed to be. I think this training block has allowed me to really drill down on what's important to me in this sport and how I want to show up. Community matters to me, and that connection and being a part of the sport, and not from the perspective necessarily of podcasting or being on podcasts or blogging or even this. Like, I really just want to keep connecting with people, and I realized that records are nice, winning is nice, but if you do that in the absence of connection with other people, then it's pretty meaningless. And I think that that's been the coolest thing with this training block, is bringing people into my training, feeling that support from all of you and from my teammates and from Lululemon and everybody else that I've worked with, and just realizing that, like, that's the experience. That is everything, right? Like, I thought what I was doing at the start was setting myself up to run an amazing amount of miles. And now that feels almost inconsequential, because, like, I've gone through this process and I've refined that my experience throughout this training, leading up to this event, that's what's really mattered to me. And I want to continue to focus on that, because during this event, there's going to be so many people who have put time and effort and energy and shown up for me and, are cheering for me. And I want that to be my experience. Like, yeah, I've mentioned a ton of stress, ton of things going on, the detriment to my mental health. But, like, when I think about what my priorities are coming out of this training block and into this race, it's really about that connection and defining running for myself. The best part about this training block has just been the intense madness of doing training in a way that I've never trained before, and just being like, fuck it, let's see, like, that is so amazing to get to do, and to just throw a bunch of things at the wall and see what sticks. Like, when I think about this training block, I'm like, that was some different type of training, and I'm really proud of what I've put into this. And it's given me a lot of tools to move forward with about, like, how I want to train and how I prioritize things and what I don't prioritize. And it's been a good training ground to continue to work on my mental game and to continue to grow as a person and as a member of this community. I really appreciate all of you showing up for me this whole time, and my weird and wacky little YouTube. It's been pretty amazing to have everybody along for the ride. And it's kind of cool to have this 100 videos of this experience, because, like, I've gone back a couple times and watched some videos from random times, and I'm like, wow, that feels like so long ago, and I didn't even remember that thing, or, like, how that felt, or what I was going through in that moment. And it's nice to be able to go back and use that resource for myself as a reminder of how far I have come. Ultimately, my goal for further is just to go out there and be myself and run as much as I can, and to enjoy it as much as I can, and realize that, like, what I accomplish in 6 days is a very, very small piece of this, and it's really, truly been about the process to get there. As I've said, like, I just feel like I'm letting go of that stress of what I expect, or, you know, I'm defining for myself what success is, and success is not an amount of miles. It's an experience. It's a way I show up, and I want to walk away from this with my head held high. I want to push myself. I want to push myself even deeper. I want to go beyond what I think is possible. But I also want to do it in a way that I walk away satisfied that I did everything I could. And that's a cool feeling. So I, once again, truly appreciate everybody. And this is the last ramble you're going to hear about further. I will be back, obviously, after the race. I still don't have tracking information, but I will put everything on my Instagram. I will have somebody handling my Instagram during the race. There will be tracking and everything else, and lots of media around this. So I hope you're able to follow along for that. And then when I'm done, we can start thinking about the next crazy adventure. And I'm excited for that. So thank you so much. I appreciate you all.